Hello everyone, this is I. Today I would like to show you how to make this design here, and this is called the Fullmetal chain bracelet. And I would like to thank you. Oops, there we go. Luma Guy for naming this design for me, and the name came from a manga called Fullmetal Alchemist, and I love that series. And there's quite a few. I think there were 2 series or more, and then there's like 2 movies as well. And I don't recommend children under 10 watching that that series, because it's quite thought provoking, and it's quite scary as well, but it is a wonderful manga to watch. So, and yeah, instead of talking about manga, let's talk about the bracelet. Now, I made this about 3 weeks ago, and I posted it on Instagram. So I better move this out of picture for a little bit and show you this. And it does look like a long chain, so it does have very pretty colors on it as well. So yeah, it took me a while to get the design the way I wanted, and since then I changed the design a bit as well. So now I'm going to show you 2 ways of doing it, the design today. The first way I'll show is how to make it looking like this. When you the first way to make it is the design will be really slimline, and it will turn out a bit like this. It'll look a bit more like this here. And then if you like your bracelet to be chunkier and fuller, the chain to be fuller, this is the second way to do it. Okay, it's just lifting an extra band if you want your design to be more solid, okay, instead of thinner. So if I put it side by side to show you, one is a lot thinner, not a lot thinner, but thinner than this one here. So you will need 2 colors. I'm going to be using 3 opaque colors to show you which one to lift. So you get your colors ready. So I'll be using black, grey and red. Okay, so we're gonna start with black. Okay, cap band. Oops, what am I doing? 1, 2, 3. Okay, now the middle I'm gonna use 2 bands, a black and a grey. So it's easy for you to see what I'm doing. If I'm using both black, it'll be a bit hard to see. Okay, so there we go, 2 bands. Now we're going to start. It's a very easy design to make, by the way, so don't freak out. Now, first band, like that, going through 2 bands, and then you pick up the band that's closest to your hook. Okay, so then this is the middle grey band that I'm picking up. Okay, then I'm gonna get the middle color. Oopsie, so I'll put that back first. Okay, and then this is going to go through 2 bands like that. Okay, and you go through 2 bands, you're going to pick up the red, the first band, red one and put the black back as well. So it's like that. The next thing you're going to do is pull those 2 bands out and dropping it to the side. Okay, out to the side like that. So you can call that a slip knot if you like. You're just dropping them to the side and that form a slip knot right there with 2 bands. And you flip it to the other side, and we're going to do the same thing. Grab our outside color, the first one, like that, going through 2 bands, and pick up the inside band that's closest to your hook. Okay, and I'm going to put that one back for now, and I'm going to grab a black band, put the back band there, oopsie, and pull it through 2 bands. Okay, 2 bands. And now I'm going to pick up my red band, the outside red, and put that black back. Okay, and we'll lift those 2 bands and drop them out like that. And you have to watch out like which one's on top and which one's on the bottom. Okay, this design is easy to make, but it will help if you make sure your band's in the right order, or else the color, let me show you. With opaque bands, they don't sit as well as the LE band. They because the LE band is rounded, so it's easy for them to sit in the right spot. With the opaque bands, they don't sit as well, so it's important that you try to organize and place the band in the right place, so they sit a lot neater in their color order. So let's grab our middle band again, 2. Mine is grey and black. Okay, so your first section is different from your second and the rest of the section. So usually bracelets start off looking weird. So if you're making a design and you're creating something, make sure you do at least 2 or 3 sections before you decide whether you're going to keep your design, because the first section always looks a bit weird. So yeah, just don't throw out your design after making just 1 section. Okay, so now you put the 2 bands through, and you're going to lift those 2 bands that you dropped to the side. Give it a little squeeze or tweak, okay, just to make sure they are nice and flat and in position. So now you got 4 bands on one side like that. Yeah, okay, and now you're going to grab the outside red band and you're going through 4 bands. Okay, 4 bands, and you're just going to lift the one that's closest to your hook. Okay, the one that's closest to your hook, and then you put this band back. Now I'm showing you how to make the skinny version of the Fullmetal chain at the moment. So you only leave 1 band that is closest to your hook, and the other one will be floating in there. So it's really hard to see, it's black, so but that's okay. Now second band, going through 2 bands only like that, and you're picking up that band. Okay, and then you lift those 2 and drop it to the side neatly. Okay, nice and neatly. So your color will be black red, black, red, or whichever color you're using, but they are in that order. Okay, now we're swapping it to the other side. Okay, we're going to pick up those 2 bands that we dropped down to the side earlier. Okay, lifting them up. Now they will roll. If they are opaque band, they will roll into space, but you have to make sure they're nice and neat when they're rolled. Now 4 bands, we're going to pull our first color through 4 bands, okay, and we're going to lift the one that's closest to our hook, the band that's closest to our hook, and I'm going to put this back, and you see the other bands floating in there. Okay, same goes for the other side. So it will be a bit messy at the start, but when you finish, you will stretch it out. You stretch your bracelet out. Those bands will sit quite nicely inside. Okay, now next band, you're going to pull it through 2 bands only. Okay, 2 bands like that, and then you're going to pick up the red one on the outside and put the black one back. So as you see this band's hanging out, let's see if we can give it a stretch and make it sit nicely in there. Yep, there you go. Okay, now we're going to lift those 2 and flip it out. Okay, yeah. Now the next thing we're going to do is grab our black and our grey band and pull it through like that. My doggy's growling. Okay, let's see here. Now we have to figure out, we'll sort those later. Now we're doing that, and then we're lifting those 2 on the outside again, picking them up. Okay, and we're going to get a red band and pull it through 4 bands like that, and then we're lifting the one that's closest to our hook again, putting it back. Next one, we're going to pull it through 2 bands like that. Okay, and we're going to pick up our red on the outside and put our black back. Okay, and we're going to fold this out, the 2 bands. We're going to pick up those 2 bands and fold them out, and we're going to turn, and we're going to grab our red band. Oh no, hang on, yes, we're going to grab our red band. We're just going to lift those 2 from the side up, give it a stretch. Okay, yep, and place them into the right space if you need to. And then now you're pulling 4 bands, 1 band through 4 bands, and you're picking up the first band closest to your hook, and you close. You grab another band, pulling it through 2 bands, okay, and pick up the red one, put it back on the hook, and that too. Now you pick that up and pull it and push it out to the side. Okay, now you need to hang on to those 2 bits when you stretch your design out. You don't want it to stretch out those slip knots there as well. You don't want to tighten up the slip knot too much because you need them to stretch up later on. Okay, so if you're going to stretch it, just hang on to those 2 on the side. Now I'm going to show you how to make this with the LE band, the limited edition band, and we are making the wider stronger design, which is this one here, the tougher looking one. So they are wide, a little bit chunkier than the other one. Okay, they're chunkier than this one here. So you grab 2 bands, so they are the same, we just need to lift 2 bands. Okay, so we're gonna start with the 2 bands, and oh doggy whinging. Now 2 bands, and we're gonna pick up those 2 bands on the side. Okay, now I'm going to use a different color now. This is the outside color. I'm going to pull it through 4 bands like before, 4 bands, but now you're going to pick up 2 bands closest to your hook, so those 2 bands in the middle that you will be picking up and closing it. Okay, and now you grab another band. So instead of going through 2 bands only, you're going through 3 bands because you picked up another one from the middle. So you're picking up the outside color, which is the gold this time, and you put the black back. And you lift them and push them out to the side. So that's how you make the heavier looking bracelet. Is almost the same, okay? So there we go. We are picking up the side bands first, like that. Give it a stretch. Okay, and my first color go through 4 bands. Okay, 4 bands. We're picking up 2 from the inside. Okay, now there. Next color, the black one, going through 3 bands. 3 bands, picking up the gold and put back the black. And we're going to pick up those 2 bands and push it out. Okay, and then you repeat the process. So whichever one you like better, you just do whichever one you prefer. Okay, they are so similar that there's almost like no difference to them. But you if you're using black band, it's really hard to tell how much different there is. Now I'm trying to stretch the band back into the right spot right here because it'd been switched over when I was doing this. Okay, now you're lifting the side up again and you repeat your process. And there you go, that's your Fullmetal chain bracelet. And I better let the dogs out before they eat the carpet. So thank you for watching again, and I hope you enjoy my tutorial, and I love seeing all your Instagram pictures, so please remember to tag me, okay? I'll see you next time. Bye.